final rounds of Democracy Challenge. Welcome to one and all. I'm Atiba Wilshire and I'm your host. And with me I have two wonderful teams, the Radical Minds and the Honourable Reformers. Now, before we get into explaining the rules and all of that stuff, let's introduce our teams. With the Radical Minds, at the head of the Radical Minds table, we have Elizabeth. Elizabeth, how are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Now, you all took part in the preliminaries. How was the preliminaries for you all?
It was actually not that bad.
Not that bad. Good. So you're looking forward to taking on the challenges here?
Well, I hope that there would be slight challenge.
A slight challenge? Honourable Reformers only hearing that?
Yes.
A slight challenge? All right, Elizabeth, introduce your team to me once again.
Okay, so next to me I have Tanisha Edwards. Next is Kadeen Bash. Then Nicolette Parag. And at the end is Chris Suklio.
Very good, very good. Now, remind us a little bit about how you all came together. You all came together at a conference. Tell me about that conference, the name of the conference and everything.
Okay, so Radical Minds, we are all members of the CSC Students for Leaders Conference. It is based on a common purpose conference with England under the Duke of Edinburgh. And we
Under the Duke of Edinburgh, you don't say.
Yes.
Oh.
And we all took part and we had different sessions together, so we decided to form a team now.
To take part in Democracy Challenge. Good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Radical Minds. Now we're going over to Honourable Reformers. At the head of the Honourable Reformers table is Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann, how are you?
I am good.
Good. You all ready for the semi-final round? You see, our Radical Minds giving you all some pecan, huh?
Yes, so challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Good. I'm looking forward to this round. All right, introduce your team to me, Carrie Ann.
Well, I will let them introduce themselves. So I am Carrie Ince.
I'm Nigel.
Samuel.
Annika.
I'm Branda.
Very good. They look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yes, I would like them.
Now we understand that you all also came together because of a conference. Tell us about that conference.
Well, it's not actually a conference. It's a professional organization called Global Leadership Interlink. And it's a group that's made up of both professionals and students, which is committed to ethical leadership.
Ethical leadership. That's good. We look forward to seeing you all within the corridors of the Parliament in the future.
Yes, hopefully.
Ethical leadership. Very good. That's the Honourable Reformers taking all Radical Minds. Now let's explain the rules.
At the beginning of every round, one member of each team will be called to the podium to answer a trivia question. Whoever hits the buzzer first and answers the question correctly gets to choose the category and takes control of the round for their team. During each round, a total of 5 questions will be asked. For every correct answer, one block will be turned over on the screen above that team to reveal part of the image of the Red House dome. An incorrect answer means that the remaining questions in that round are transferred to the opposing team, starting with the corresponding person. At the end of each round, one team question is posed to each team. Teams may collaborate for 10 seconds on team questions, but not for individual questions. For each correct answer to a team question, that team gets 2 blocks turned over to reveal more of the Red House dome. At the end of 5 rounds, whichever team turns over 20 blocks on the image of the Red House dome first, or has more blocks turned over on their screen, is the winner. Good luck, team.
Radical Minds, Honourable Reformers, are you all ready to challenge?
Yes.
Then let's begin. Let's have Elizabeth and Carrie Ann to begin round 1. Now let's have the trivia question to begin round 1, please. And that question is, who was the first Prime Minister? Carrie Ann?
Dr. Eric Williams.
Dr. Eric Williams is correct. All right, Carrie Ann, choose your category.
Prime Ministers.
All right, Carrie Ann, the first question in the category of Prime Ministers goes to you. And that question is, who was this country's second Prime Minister?
George Chambers.
George Chambers is correct.
Yeah.
Next question goes to Nigel. Nigel, your question is, who is this person?
Dr. Arthur N.R. Robinson.
That is incorrect. That question goes over to Tanisha. Tanisha, who is this person?
A.N.R. Robinson.
That is correct. He's Mr. A.N.R. Robinson, not Doctor. So next question would go to Kadeen. Kadeen, your question is... What is the name of the Prime Minister who was awarded the title of Senior Counsel, or SC?
The Honourable Kamala Prasad Bisesa.
The Honourable Kamala Prasad Bisesa is correct. Next question goes to Nicolette. Nicolette, your question is... Who is this person?
George Chambers.
Mr. George Chambers is correct. Next question goes to Chris. Chris, your question is... Which Prime Minister entered Queen's Royal College at the age of 11 in 1922?
Is it Dr. Eric Williams?
Dr. Eric Williams is correct. And this brings us to our team question. Honourable Reformers, your team question is... Name 3 of the parliamentarians in this photo.
Anthony Vera, Elton Prescott, and Danisha Mahabir.
That is correct. Very good, Teria. The next team question is going to go to Radical Minds. Radical Minds, your team question is... Name the 2 current senators who have been given the title of Senior Counsel, or SC. Could I have an answer, please?
Okay. Attorney General Anand Ram Logan and Dr. Linda Babulal.
That is incorrect. Dr. Linda Babulal is not a current senator. The correct answer would have been Senator Anand Ram Logan and Senator Elton Prescott. So this brings us to the end of round 1. At the end of round 1, the score is Honourable Reformers 3 to Radical Minds 4. So let's begin round 2. For round 2, let me have Tanisha and Nigel. All right. The question to begin round 2 is... The Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago is composed of how many houses, Nigel?
2 houses.
2 houses is correct. Nigel, choose your category.
Political parties.
Political parties it is. The first question in the category of political parties goes to Nigel, and that first question is... What political party is DAC an acronym for?
Democratic Action Congress.
You sure? Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Democratic Action Congress is correct. Next question goes to Samuel. Samuel, your question is... What political party is RAM an acronym for?
Republican Action Movement.
That's correct. Next question goes to Annika. Annika, your question is... Who is the founder of the Tapia House movement?
Lloyd Best.
All a real study for this boy? That is correct. Lloyd Best is correct. Next question goes to Brandon. Brandon, your question is... What political party is MUP an acronym for?
Movement for Unity and Progress.
Movement for Unity and Progress. That is correct. And we come back to the head of the Honourable Reformers table, Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann, your question is... What political party is ONR an acronym for?
Organization for National Reconstruction.
That's correct. That brings us to our team question. Our first team question is going to go to Radical Minds. Radical Minds, your team question is, these words are attributed to which first of all? Mr. Speaker, in the circumstances when the final vote is taken on this bill, all members on the government side will not be bound by collective responsibility when recording their vote, but instead will take a conscience vote, be guided by their conscience as to whether they vote yea or nay. To whom is that attributed?
The first female Prime Minister, Kamala Persad-Bissessar.
That is correct. The Honourable Kamala Persad-Bissessar is correct. The second team question goes to Honourable Reformers. Honourable Reformers, your team question is, which two women have served as Vice President of the Senate?
Dr. Ada Dekamps and Lindira Udit.
That is not entirely correct. The correct answer would have been Christine Kangaloo and Lindira Udit. Right? You guys almost had a clean sweep of round two. Almost. But at the end of round two, the score is Honourable Reformers 8 to Radical Minds 6. So let's start round three. For round three, I want to have Samuel and Kadeen. Samuel and Kadeen, you all ready? Yeah? Samuel and Kadeen, the question to begin round three is, in accordance with Section 47 of the Constitution, what is the qualifying age to be elected as a member? Samuel?
I would say 18.
18 is the qualifying age to be elected as a member of the House of Representatives. That is correct. Samuel, choose your category.
Elections.
Samuel says he'll choose elections. Elections it is. The first question in the category of elections is, what is another term for electoral district?
Constituency.
Constituency is correct, Samuel. The next question goes to Annika. Annika, your question is, in the election of 1966, the number of seats was increased from 30 to how many?
36.
36 is correct. Next question goes to Brandon. Brandon, your question is, what term is used to describe a person who stands for election to the House of Representatives?
Candidate.
Candidate is correct. You become an MP after you win the seat. Next question comes to the head of the table. Kerry-Ann, your question is, according to the Municipal Corporations Act, Chapter 2504, how long is the term of office for local government councillors?
3 years.
3 years is pretty good. Yes, that is correct. Nigel, your question is, when can a by-election be held within a 5-year parliament term?
During the first 4 years.
Like all your real study, but during the first 4 years is correct. And this brings us to our team question. The first team question is going to go to Radical Minds. Radical Minds, your team question is, name 2 of the 4 women who have served as opposition senators between 2010 and 2014. Could I have an answer, please?
Sapa Kojo.
Could you repeat that?
Shamfa Kujo and Lindira Udit.
Shamfa Kujo and Lindira Udit is correct. Now let me just explain something. Lindira Udit would have served during the 9th Parliament, which ended in 2010, and Shamfa Kujo is currently serving in the 10th Parliament, which started in 2010 and is going on until hopefully 2015. So Shamfa Kujo and Lindira Udit is indeed correct. The next team question is going to go to Honourable Reformers. Honourable Reformers, your team question is: which Tobagonian served as Vice President of the Senate between 2002 and 2007? Could I have an answer, please?
Roll Titus.
Roll Titus is correct. We've completed 3 rounds of this episode of Democracy Challenge. What we're going to do right now is we're going to have a small break, and then we're going to come back with round 4. And we're ready to start round 4 in the first semi-final of Democracy Challenge. Let's begin round 4. Let me have Annika and Nicolette. Annika and Nicolette, the question to begin round 4 is: what is the national motto?
Together we aspire, together we achieve.
Together we aspire, together we achieve. That is correct, Nicolette. Wait, Nicolette, don't go. Nicolette, choose your category.
First of all.
First of all it is. The first question in the category of first of all goes to Nicolette. And Nicolette, that first question is: in what year did the House of Representatives and the Senate sit for the first time in Trinidad and Tobago?
1976.
1976 is incorrect. That question goes over to Annika. All right, the answer to that question is 1961. That was the year that the House of Representatives and the Senate sat for the first time in Trinidad and Tobago. Next question goes to Chris. Chris, your question is: who was the first and to date the only woman elected to the post of President of the Senate?
Is it Indira Udit?
That is incorrect. Lindira Udit actually served as Vice President of the Senate. So that question goes over to Brandon.
Dr. Linda Babulal.
Dr. Linda Babulal is correct. Next question goes to Carrie-Ann. Carrie-Ann, your question is: who was the first female Vice President of the Senate?
Dr. Ada Datecamps.
That is incorrect. The correct answer would have been Dr. Anna Inez Datecamps. All right. So the next question goes to Tanisha. Tanisha, your question is: who was the first leader of the opposition post-independence?
Rujunath Capodillo.
Dr. Rujunath Capodillo is correct. Next question goes to Kadeen. Kadeen, your question is: who was the first president of the Senate to act as president of the Republic?
Linda Babulal. Dr. Linda Babulal.
That is incorrect. That question goes to Samuel.
The answer is Wahid Ali.
Dr. Wahid Ali is correct. So that brings us to our team question. And the first team question is going to go to Radical Minds. Radical Minds, your team question is: name 2 current MPs who have had no changes in ministerial portfolio between 2010 and 2014. Could I have an answer, please?
Mr. Patrick Manning and Dr. Keith Rowley.
That is incorrect. Ministerial portfolio. The correct answer would have been the Honourable Errol MacLeod, the Honourable Prakash Ramadar, and the Honourable Dr. Tim Gopi Singh. Any 2 of those would have been correct. So we go over to the Honourable Reformers. Honourable Reformers, your team question is: which 2 men have served as leader of the opposition for an aggregate period of more than 10 years?
Okay. Who are Basdio Pandey? Well, Mr. Basdio Pandey and Mr. Patrick Manning.
This is not Jeopardy, but that is correct. So at the end of round 4, the score is Honourable Reformers 19 to Radical Minds 9. Let's begin round 5. For round 5, let me have Brandon and Chris. And the question to begin round 5 is: name one of the houses of the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. Brandon.
House of Representatives.
Finally. House of Representatives is one of the houses of Parliament.
All right.
Okay. Brandon, choose your category.
Leaders of the opposition.
Leaders of the opposition it is. The first question in the category of leaders of the opposition goes to Brandon. Brandon, your question is: name the San Fernando East MP who served as leader of the opposition between 1986 and 1990.
Mr. Patrick Manning.
We'll let you know if that answer is correct after this. We are back. Now, before we went to our last break, the question asked to Brandon was: which San Fernando East MP served as leader of the opposition from 1986 to 1990? Brandon's answer was Mr. Patrick Manning. And Brandon, you were correct. So that means that, Honourable Reformers, you all are today's winners. You all have turned over the total of 20 blocks on the board to reveal an image of the Red House. How do you all feel, Carrie-Ann?
We feel very good. We had very worthy opponents, so thank you all. And we're just ready for the next phase.
For the next phase?
Yes.
Well, you know that the next phase is the finals, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Elizabeth, you all came second place today, but the fact that you all are in the semi-finals means that you all have already won at least one round in Democracy Challenge. But how has the experience been?
It was good today, they took control of the board at the beginning and it was really good. We had fun, with the opponents, so go for the finals and win.
Good sport. But as I say, coming down to the end of every episode of Democracy Challenge, no one walks away a loser. We have fantastic prizes to give to both our teams, the Radical Minds and the Honourable Reformers. And we will see the Honourable Reformers in the finals. I'm Atiba Wilshire, and it was great having you with us for the first semi-final round of Democracy Challenge, a TV show brought to you by the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago to test your knowledge on the nation's Parliament. I'm Atiba Wilshire, and I'll see you next time.